left.
Spam calls, he answers them all.
Sounds scam.
I beg your pardon, what do you mean by scam?
It's Special K's Telemarketer Turnaround
So you're a beautiful boy.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Everybody told me that.
on the Roula and Ryan Show.
104.1 KRBE.
Everybody told me that.
Everybody told me
Scammy
that.
scam. What do you mean by
love
scammy
it.
scam? You know, when they are scammers and you tell them that they're scamming you, they get so offended. That's how you know they're a scammer.
Oh, yeah.
They're so offended that you think they're scamming you. That's how you know. All right.
pick up.
Now, I would tell you go to krbe.com/prank call request,
Don't
but
do that.
he's full. So now he's working on those pranks, and he also welcomes every call that says scam possibility. I mean, what is it called?
Spam risk.
Spam risk.
I see that.
Spam risk.
On my
Kevin
phone.
runs. So he
it.
can be away from noise to record this call. What happened today?
Okay, so today they're trying to convince me to open up my TV and hit some settings for them. They want to get into my TV somehow.
Of course they do.
yeah.
Of course,
they do.
I'm
Steal your info.
right in the middle of watching Animaniacs.
It's time for Animaniacs. Exciting to the max. So just sit back and relax. You'll laugh with Animaniacs.
My favorite show as a kid. So I'm going to work that into this Animaniacs. There's Zany to the max. Let's get with Eloise Pennybaker here and see what's going on in her household while they try to convince her to get into the TV and reset some codes.
So we need to analyze your TV receiver box. Is it good to go or not with the new technology? So by any chance, are you watching TV right now?
Why, yes, sir. I'm sitting here with my cat. We're watching TV. His name is Mr. Picklesby, and he loves to watch the Animaniacs. You know, they're zany to the max. Why is that?
Ma'am, I said, are you watching TV right now? This time your TV is on?
Oh, why, yes, sir. Why is
Oh,
that?
great. Great, ma'am. I appreciate you. And please verify me, how many TV and receiver boxes do you have at your home?
Well, if I'm not watching the Animaniacs, I'm usually watching Bluey. Why is that?
Okay, great. Ma'am, I said today we just need to checking your TV receiver box compatibility. Otherwise, you will lose the all TV channels. Because recently we... Yes, because recently... Yes.
Oh,
so
God.
do you want I am cancel your TV channel?
Oh, no, please. Please, sir, don't do that. I cannot be without my Dr. Phil. Why?
So please do me the favor and please turn the TV on. Just 2 minutes. Then let me know.
Sir, I already said it's on, dummy. Watching Animaniacs.
Oh, great, ma'am. And ma'am, please grab the receiver remote control in your hand.
Sir, I'm holding my cat right now. I'll put him down. His name is Mr. Picklesby, and he likes to eat children. Why is that?
Ma'am, we want to upgrade your TV receiver box because it is outdated.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll get the clicker. Hold on. Oh, God.
Oh, this is so like...
Oh! Hold on. Oh.
Okay, take your time.
I found it. Hello?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
I found it.
How many TV and receiver boxes do you have at your home?
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, this house has 16 bedrooms and 13 baths, and I have one in every single room.
Ma'am, why you are lying with me?
Sir, you call me a liar, you little son of a... What'd you call me? You've never been to my house, you little... You want to come over here and give us some more lies?
Yeah.
Lay across my lap and thank you like your mother should have.
Ma'am, you are stupid.
I never said I wasn't. You're the dumb who's called me and wasted your time. Meanwhile, here on the Roula and Ryan show. Are we going to do this or not?
Bye-bye.
Do you want to do this or not, cowboy? Look here. Pull you up by your britches and tickle you.
Ma'am.
Oh.
You're
I can't believe he
stupid.
called you names.
Oh
That's
my
unbelievable.
God, what a jerk.
What a scumbag.
He's a
trying to
scumbag.
access your information, threatens
Yes.
to cancel your
Is he
television.
trying to
Yes.
pretend he's AT&T or
Right.
Comcast?
Dirtbag.
Very convincing.
Dirtbag. God, I hope he has explosive diarrhea
Do you want to
today.
lose it? Well, do you want to lose it? Oh, God, no.
No.
Open the cat.
I mean, seriously, zero reaction to my cat likes to eat children.
No.
Zero reaction, doesn't care. Just wants you to get that remote.
Didn't
Let me
ask
just
if I
crack
was-
into your stuff.
Didn't ask if I was okay.
Dirtbag. I love that cowboy.
Oh, my
God. Like your mom should have spanked you.
What was the cat's name again?
Mr. Picklesby.
Picklesby.
Mr. Picklesby with Eloise Pennybaker. Don't you be messing with Eloise. All right. Oh, God, it just burns my... Oh, God, it just burns my brains. Okay. Coming up next, we want to have this conversation with parents and kids, if you want, where
And maybe
you were
kids
an
that are
adult
adults
child
now.
that
Yeah.
had this drama. Because I feel like 7th grade specifically, or the age of 13, is really rough on a lot of people.
Middle
and
school.
we've been seeing from some of the feedback we get from people who listen to the Roula and Ryan show that middle school friend drama is for real, and it does not stop. And we're not talking about getting bullied by people you don't know. We are talking about your core group that you trust, that's your people, that's who you run with. And then there's like a mix of chaos in there, and then people get ousted, and then these factions break off, and then it's like,
And
well, you're
maybe-
not part of our group anymore.
And maybe, like you said, maybe you've been through it and you see the light at the end of the tunnel. Why someone listening right now is going through that, and they're like,
It will
What's
get
gonna
better.
happen?
thinking their life is over when it comes to school. Like I know kids that had to eat in the bathroom because they didn't want to go
Yeah.
eat with other kids because they got kicked out of that group. And it just sucks
Terrible.
that this
It's
stuff
like,
happens.
you know, in the movie Mean Girls,
it's
Katie
hormones.
Heron eats in the bathroom because she doesn't know anybody at the lunch tables. But in middle school, they should do middle school Mean Girls, because then you're in the bathroom eating because your table says you can't sit here.
Because how many parents actually know? A lot of parents are just oblivious to this whole thing. They don't even know their kids are going through this stuff.
Or they
Either
don't take
way.
it seriously enough, and
Yeah.
maybe your kid's telling you, and you're like, oh,
they'll
you
figure it out
guys.
on their own. That's the best when I hear parents say
Oh,
that.
I
Or,
don't like that.
How the hell? They're
How they gonna-
13-year-olds. How are you supposed to just let them figure it on their own? You're a parent. You're supposed to
And it's a
guide
different
them.
world that they're living in, that the world that you grew up in. So let's open up the lines at 713-390-KRBE. That's 713-390-5723.
Middle school friend drama. What did you live in? What did you live? We'll talk to you next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRDE with more of the Roula and Ryan Show.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Like, in my daughter's entire life, when I look back, I would say middle school was absolutely the worst time of her life.
Well, middle school is
It
the worst
was
time of everyone's life.
So it was
so
so
bad.
difficult to watch as a parent. You know, when I showed up to school, she'd forgotten her lunch and she was just sitting by herself while everybody else was
And
doing.
think about it.
their
We
own
all go
thing.
back. I think 7th grade is probably the worst.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's such a tense
Because
year.
we're all, then that's when you're about 13, right? That's when
Yeah.
puberty hits and
It
stuff.
got
Your hormones
so
are changing.
bad. Y'all, it got so bad.
Jealousy.
I took her out of that school.
Yeah, a lot of people
You
do that. A
wouldn't
lot
be
of
I
the
people
took her out of the school, and then she flourished at a new school.
So we're talking about middle school friend drama specifically. We are not talking about being bullied by kids that are not in your friend circle. What is something that people don't speak enough about is when your friend circle is so tight, or like you feel safe around these 2 people you've been growing up through elementary school, or 4 people or 6 people, and then for some reason something happens and you're ousted, or they've ousted somebody. Like, are you the parent that found out your kid ousted the kid you've known since kindergarten? You're like, what happened? We're friends with their parents. Like, what happened? Mark is up first. Mark at 713-390-KRB. Hi, Mark. Good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
We're talking about the insanity of the middle school friend drama and how the smallest thing can turn everything upside down. What happened in your case, Mark?
Well, it was a little bit after. It was actually in 9th grade, right?
Okay.
So my friend, my daughter, not my friend, my daughter had a really close circle, maybe 5 or 6 girls that would come over the house and everything, hang out all the time, eat lunch together. So my daughter got invited to one of her friends' quinceañeras, like little
Yeah.
16.
Yep.
But that's for quinceañeras for Hispanics. So she got invited to this place. Nice place, really nice atmosphere. So we were thinking about do the quinceañera for my daughter. So we decided to go to their place because she said it was really nice, blah, blah, blah. So we go there, and we decided to do there. So my daughter tells her friends, hey, we're going to do the quinceañera here. Once her friends find out that we're doing it in the same spot, she got so mad that he told her, oh, you're being a copycat. Why are you doing it there? And then basically she just started talking bad about her to her other friends.
That's crazy.
And basically now they just oust her out.
Last picture. Oh my god.
I mean, from being so close, none of the girls now talk to her. She's got to eat lunch either with the counselor. She goes to the counselor's office, or she told me the other day because they moved the counselor somewhere else, her counselor. Now she has to go to the third floor just to sit on the hallway because she can eat lunch.
Oh my god. Mark.
I'm sorry,
Oh my
Mark. It
gosh.
hurts your heart.
That's the insanity of it. The girl already had her event at that venue, and then your daughter said, I'm going to have mine here too. She's not trying to trump her.
Now, could Mark talk to their parents, or is that making it worse?
Yeah, Mark, how are the parents handling this? Because your daughter has been friends with these girls for a long time. Their parents know that your daughter has been friends. How are they handling this?
Or do
the
they
other
even
ones know?
I don't really think even they know. I mean, at this point, we're just trying to, just be supportive for my daughter and be like, you know what, don't worry about it. I mean, this is what really shows what true friends are in this type of situation.
But I'd be embarrassed as a parent if I knew my kid was doing something.
Yeah.
I'd want a parent to tell me, that way I could talk to my child and say, what is going on with you?
Stop this.
You've been loyal with these people for years, and this is how you act? I mean, this is not how you act. As a parent, we're there to guide them through mistakes and through things. I know at that age,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't change their feelings, but you can at least talk to them and find out why they're feeling that way.
And then what if
That's
you
a
find
lame
out when you
excuse.
talk to them that your child is guilty of XYZ things? Then how do you handle that? Because everyone wants to think that, oh my God, I don't want my child to be the bad kid or the source
talk
of
to
the
them,
sore
right?
spot. But you talk to them, and then I mean, I don't know, y'all. This is so convoluted.
But then you talk
It's
to them and
so
tell them,
maddening.
they'll be like, you don't understand. Or they'll,
Oh, they do.
get it.
In their
You
mind.
get it.
And to a certain degree, they are right, because these kids are growing up in a different world than what we grew up in. Social media did not exist when we were their
I
age.
talk to parents, and it happened in 1994. It happened Sam, it happened to you, you said. In that
everybody.
world. Seventh grade was awful.
Seventh grade for me too. Terrible, right? So
I don't think it matters
it's
if they had
something
social
about
media or not.
seventh grade.
It just sucks because you can see what they're doing.
But I think
on TikTok and stuff.
It has gone to a whole new level with cyberbullying, and I'm not trying to veer off the topic here,
But this isn't
there's-
bullying. This is just like,
It's gone to a whole new level on social media because you see what those friends that you are friends with are doing without you.
Yes,
instead
That
of
they are
wondering.
going to places without you.
it takes all doubt away.
Yeah, Jen is up next at 713-390-KRBE. We're talking about middle school friend drama or your kid's friend drama. Good morning, Jen.
Hi, good morning, Roula and Ryan, everybody.
Hi. So is this about your child or your own childhood?
No, it's actually my child. She's just in 7th grade, and actually took her to therapy yesterday because of the same topic.
Because of this topic. What happened?
Yes. So she's a very sportsy kid. She loves sports. She does like tennis and volleyball, and she just made a volleyball club, and she's very excited, and she does soccer, and she does track. She does all the sports, right? So I don't know what happened with her best friend, but this kid, she's not a kid because I'm not going to talk about a 12-year-old, right? But she's just a kid that's very intense, and she's very possessive, and she just didn't want my kid to do anything but be with her and hang out with her. And then my kid was like, okay, I can't do that because I have stuff to do.
Right.
Oh, so the other child was too clingy.
Yeah.
But couldn't she talk to her?
Yes.
Like, if you knew, you could tell her, hey, I want some space. Did she tell her that?
Yes, and she did, but then she's like, well, if you're not talking to me like the way she wants it, I guess,
Yeah.
then we're not friends. And that was it.
And that was
she's
it. She
like,
got
okay,
dropped.
I'm not friends. Yes. So, like, okay, I'm not your friend anymore. And then she moved tables. She moved lunch tables, and now she's the other friends. But then she told me, Mom, with these other friends that they're actually in my soccer team and they do sports, I kind of feel left out because this is not, they're my friends, but they're not the friends I hang out with every day, you know? So she was really bummed out.
That's by force where you're going to find the new friend you hang out with every day, but that really stinks because there is no gray zone in middle school. There is no a little bit like it's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
Like that girl wanted your daughter all the time, and when your daughter said, "Well, I don't have time," well, we're not friends then.
Would you all say
That's a
that
weird thing to say.
that is the age where cliques form?
No, I think it was before that. In my world, it was, God, I feel like cliques formed. Sam, what grade would you recall a clique? I remember 4th grade, there was a clique.
I was going to say, even in elementary school, it's
Yeah.
like those are the friends, and
I think
you
let them-
either hang out with them or you don't. And then when you don't hang out with them, it's like,
But don't you have like a close
You
friend,
get
Sam? Maybe some
excluded.
kid, but you have different interests. So you like soccer more, and your other friend wants to play tennis.
Oh, yeah,
So then-
absolutely. That's how my
There are
best
things that
friend
You're
divide
was.
really
you.
close, but then that divides you a little
We
bit.
were all friends throughout elementary school, and then middle school, something happened, and we stopped being friends.
Yeah.
Doesn't
what
make
what was
sense.
the something that happened? Do you know?
I have no idea.
See what I'm saying? It's
No
so-
idea.
it's so
See?
crazy.
Went to high school together, everything, and was not friends in high school.
And that's the thing. You don't get
it doesn't
answers.
make sense. I don't know.
But was it because your high school was big and y'all just didn't land in the same classes? Because you can't pick your classes sometimes. You can't pick who's in your class.
But she was like a neighborhood friend. Like I would walk to her house after school. Like she lived super close to me. So
Just
I don't know.
fell apart,
Yeah, something just happened and we just stopped being friends.
That last caller, though, I like what she said, that she took her child to a therapist. And look,
Well,
I
guess
don't-
what, Ryan? The counselors just got fired from the entire school district. They're taking all the counselors
Well,
out.
I know.
So
but
where
I'm
are you
just
going to
saying,
find one if you can't pay for one?
Some counselors need
Sometimes
to be
it
fired. I
works
know a
for
few
people.
counselors.
Sometimes it doesn't.
I'm not talking about the school counselor. I'm talking about if you have the ability to take your child to a child therapist.
Nothing
it's
wrong.
very helpful. I mean, my
them
daughter
talk.
would not mind me saying this out loud, but she went to one at that age, and it helped a lot.
Natalie's up next at 713-390 KRBE. Hi, Natalie. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all?
Hi, we're good. I understand that your daughter is a freshman in high school, but she got dropped. Like friends turned on her in middle school. She got dropped. What happened in middle school?
Definitely. Well, first I want to say that we kind of had tastings of this throughout elementary school. I think that's kind of where this starts.
Okay.
But it definitely peaked in 7th grade, coincidentally. We keep talking about 7th grade.
Yeah.
And I think a big contributing factor is mob mentality, right? So group chat, social media, things like that, where the behavior seems almost acceptable because it's done right in front of your eyes, and then other people start jumping on. And she had a large group of friends that all had a big group chat going, and I believe that they were referring to a social media influencer who was being bullied online, and my daughter simply said, well, I agree that what he did was wrong, but I think people are bullying him too much. And then it was just an onslaught of, you're toxic, nobody likes you, just two girls going on and on and on. And it went on trying to get her out of the group and get other girls on their side for all of Christmas break, 7th grade. And I had to see my daughter wake up every morning crying, not wanting to get on her phone and see what new was there. And I just kept telling her, don't engage them, block their numbers. It'll blow over. She was telling me too that they do this to a lot of other girls as well. And then after 2 or 3 weeks of watching my daughter go through this, I just said, forget it. Say what you want. She was being quiet the whole time, and she honestly gave them a taste of their own medicine, and they stopped. It didn't go on anymore. And she told me that within about a week or two, they did this to some other girls, and then the whole group had enough of them and kind of just said, look, y'all are the ones causing drama. Y'all can go, and
So in the end, Natalie, was she able to, did she have other friends to hang out with, or did this?
She did.
Okay.
So that group kind of broke up a little bit temporarily with girls on her side, girls who weren't. But then when they all kind of realized, hey, these two are the ones starting the problems between all of us, they kind of all came back together. And then those two girls went on, kind of to bully other social groups that they were a part of. But I will say that my daughter is a freshman now, and everything seems much more chill. I think by the time they're in high school, they have a better understanding of who they are, their personality traits, their character, their morals, versus in middle school. I think they're still really trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
So this year has been quite peaceful, thankfully.
Wow, Natalie. I'm glad you brought up this thing about the chat, because there are a lot of people listening who are like, well, my kids don't have social media. I don't let them have, Instagram or whatever, but it's the chat thread. If you have like an iPad and
they can still talk to each other.
They can still talk to each other and make like a thread. And even in elementary school, when it's your oldest and it's your first jump into this and parenting, you're not really aware of all this stuff. Now I'm with my second one in middle school, where she was like, Mommy, this person keeps unadding, she keeps deleting this girl from the chat, and then we just try to keep adding her, and then she keeps getting deleted, and this is what's blowing their minds in the day. That's what they think about all day long. I was in this chat with these 6 people, and this one girl keeps taking me out of the chat, and then this other girl stands up for me and puts me back in the chat, and then this is how they're snarking at each other after school.
And even Snapchat, you can see where everyone is. My oldest daughter would be like, hey, you want to go to Target over there? She's like, well, let me look. All right.
Because you're supposed to be on ghost mode, so nobody can find you.
There's nobody around. I'll go with you to be seen with you.
Does anybody have any
They
solutions?
can see if they're friends or people in that area.
does anybody have
All kinds of
a
stuff.
piece of advice as to what to do, how to help?
I don't think you can change it. It's been going around since Sam was
since
maybe
all of time.
By in the 50s it happened.
Yeah.
If your kid's the bully, teach them not to be a bully. And if your kid is being
But how do they know?
bullied,
Unless the
Ask
parents-
questions.
the
That's what
parents-
I would say. Ask questions. Talk to your children. Ask questions.
Can't
How's
you
it going with your friends?
Yes. Can't you see signs though? Like if your kid is getting no offense, you guys are on the other spectrum of the sense of your kid is getting bullied. So you see that aspect. But if your kid is the bully, it's kind of like who you're friends with. Like, see their circle. If for some reason they're not talking to
No,
somebody
parents can't
anymore,
see. No parent can see that their kid is
right, and they
gonna
don't
be
believe
bad
the
or-
teacher.
you can't see that.
Parents cannot see that. Parents.
I
in
guess
their
if you
mind.
have your blinders
What was your
on.
point
No, you're an
though,
angel
there,
at
Sam?
home.
You're saying look at who your friends,
Yeah,
who
like,
your child's friends
I
are.
feel
and
like
your child is the bully.
Obviously, my kid is not old enough, but I'm
Sure,
just
sure.
thinking in my mind, like when Santiago is that age, it's kind of like, okay, who are your friends? Did something change? Like, are you noticing at home that your kid is like really snappy towards you?
But how do you find out?
Are they being? Have they changed in a sense of like you're asking them a question and they're snapping at you, or they're being like aggressive towards you?
That's just being a
Isn't
teenager.
Aggressive is different than just being indifferent because I think something happens in middle school where the answers turn into I don't know.
And how people act at home is not how they act when they're at
Or
school.
when you
Right,
pick
but
up- or
isn't
you
there
pick
like
up kids,
sometimes
you can't tell.
signs? Is what
Maybe
I'm
there-
saying. There
maybe
could be
there
some
are.
signs that you could look forward to and look at to see if there's
If
a
you're
reason
trained
why.
for it. Like I'm saying, you can't. Like Ryan said, kids not the same as they are.
No, not at all.
With you as when they're with their friends.
And let's be honest, we all like to.
Or in the car, you're
there
driving.
are a lot of
kids.
great parents, and there are a lot of bad parents out there. And if you want to, no matter how involved you are, you're a human being. You're a parent. You got home from work. You got 10 million things. You got to get dinner ready, everything. Sometimes you do not have the
Do
time
you think parents are
to
afraid to
psychoanalyze.
tell other parents because they think that that parent will be mad, like you criticizing my kid, or like you got to talk to each other as parents. I'd want
Right.
to know, wouldn't you want to know? And then you could try and stop stuff.
Especially because Sam, as Santiago grows up, the position that Eric and I, for those that are listening to the show, have daughters who are born 2 days apart. So we're living a lot of stuff at the same time.
And you see stuff, you hear things.
And we each in our own worlds have parent friends that we met through our daughters, right?
Yep.
So when you've grown up with this little child, being friends with your child, and you and the parents are very friendly,
Yeah.
you would think that you could have the conversation, but a lot of people don't like to communicate or confront. And if they did find something, I feel I'm always welcome to any information, and I would hate for anybody to keep it from me that, hey, your child is the source of pain for my child. But people just, like you even said, Sam, you cannot confront people. Like, oh, that's so awkward. I can't confront anybody.
Right.
To be like, hey, you sat in my chair, or that's my food. You just go find other food.
Right.
Imagine
that's
how
true.
it feels when it comes to Santiago and a parent that you've loved since Santiago was 4, and now Santiago is 11, and their kids being mean to Santiago. You're like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to tell them.
Do I say anything?
I feel like for Santiago, I would. Because it's just one of those things that it's like, okay, either he's going to try and fix the problem or I'm going to fix the problem in the sense of like, what's going on? Like, I think that we need to have
These
this
are real-
conversation.
But then these are like these people that you've been friends with, say, for 6 years.
Yeah, but if your kids are not going to be friends anyways, what does it matter if
But
you
don't
ruin that
know
relationship with the
you
parent?
don't know that
know it.
because in middle school, it's one day you're best friends, and the next day, that girl's crazy. We're not friends anymore. And by Friday, it's like, okay, I think we're okay
Yeah,
now.
you're friends again.
That's
It's
true.
really heartbreaking when you watch them grow up as like little kids, and then all of a sudden one day
The phones are full. Texts
Darn,
are
I
full.
missed. Shoot, I was going to go to this 12-year-old girl. I was going
Let's
to tell her
come
to hold
back
on
to it.
because she said she has really mean friends and she had to go to school and she dropped. But we're going to continue this at 713-390-KRBE. If that was you, call us back. The little girl who's 12 says, I have really mean friends. I want to know what's up. Unless you had to go to school, maybe your mom or dad can call and tell us about that. 713-390-KRBE. Let's talk about it next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE and more of the Roula and Ryan
All right,
Show.
this is getting really tense, kids.
if you're in middle
on the
school,
phones.
If you're in middle school right now and you think that it is just like so difficult, know that you are not alone. That this is happening
For generations,
to
you haven't been alone.
Many people,
For generations.
and it will get better.
Teachers are even saying, "Go, yes, I'm a 7th and 8th grade teacher. 7th grade is the worst."
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's crazy how many teachers.
I know
Sarah
when
is
people
up
say
first.
it will get better, it's like
can't get any
it
worse.
doesn't help them in the moment, but it will.
Sarah's up first, 713-390-KRBE. We're talking about middle school friend drama. We are not talking about the regular bullying that happens every day across America or across the world. We're talking about your friend group, your safe circle, has decided for some reason to drop you or oust you, or maybe you find out your kid is the bully ouster of the friend group. Sarah said her daughter has been dropped 3 times by her friend group.
Man,
What is going on? Hi, Sarah. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. That is exactly my same question. I don't know what is going on. So this actually started in 6th grade for my daughter. Right now she's in 7th grade. She's 13. She had gone to school with one of her friends from elementary school, and, she was, with her friends and everything, and school started, and everything was great. And then this friend that she had made new friends. She made new friends. And then this friend, started kind of like being very like wishy-washy with her. Like she would be friends to her face and then turn around and start saying things about her to her friend group. And then, just kind of going along with the other friends. And so then my daughter she found out, oh my God, you're saying things about me, behind my back. And so then the girl was just like, you know what, it's just better off if we're not friends anymore, yada, yada. And then my daughter was very oh my God, what did I do? We were very good friends in elementary school, and now all of a sudden, because you're hanging around with other people, you no longer want to be my friend. So she was like, okay, you know what, cut her losses. She went on with her friend group that she made in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Turn around, the same thing happens with this new friend group. 6th grade went by, towards the end of 6th grade, the same thing started going on with this new friend group.
Is it the word catalyst I'm looking for? What is the thing that is setting off this ousting?
Betrayal.
What we were saying earlier, Mark, his daughter had the quinceañera venue the same as the other girl, and that caused the ousting.
Is it a pattern, the same thing each time?
I actually have no idea, because my daughter, she's like the sweetest child in the world. She is very open to new people. She's not judgy at all. She doesn't worry about oh, what are you wearing, or brands or anything like that. So she's very welcoming, and I don't know if it's because of that.
I think it is. I think it is. The common theme,
they see her, she's vulnerable,
I guess. The common theme that I see over and over again is the sweet kids, the nice kids, the innocent kids, the kids that wouldn't harm a fly or say a bad thing about anybody. They're the ones that become the victims.
Because there's always this stronger personality for some reason wants to be the ruler of the roost.
Right.
And when they see they can control you and you're just going to go along with it, you're just going to go along with it. We've seen this in, how many was Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion, Kevin? Remember? The two girls are well, we turned away from her because she's so annoying now that they're adults. But in the high school, they were I guess I got to just go with her. I mean, this is my whole social circle. Just going to go along with her. What I have found in 7th grade for my daughter's impression on me is they just want to make sure that nothing is happening without them. Well, I want to go to this thing. Did y'all go to this thing? I want to go to this thing. Or
FOMO?
It's fear of missing out to not be together with the group. They all have to be united as a pack. Or maybe not. They're not a pack. And then who's more friends with another friend?
Those packs are 5 or 6 people. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Do you guys also think that this...
There's always 2 within 2.
Do you think this could be a factor also different social economic groups? In other words, if all of a sudden they start hanging out with the rich
3
kids.
girls went to Taylor Swift last year, and then one of them couldn't afford it or something.
Yes.
And then they're all wearing the shirt, talking about it. Ooh,
if you don't have money... And your parents don't have the money to give you all those things that some of the more entitled kids.
Well, that's not a good friend. I don't want to be with you then if you judge me just because I can't go to a show or you have money.
I'll pay for me to go with you since you're rich.
I think it's a factor.
Take me with you.
Take me with you.
Trisha just moved here from Destin, Florida. I'm sorry that you switched the beaches that. And she says that kids in Houston are savage.
Wow.
Trisha, hi. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. And welcome to Houston.
Hi.
Hi. How old are your kids?
So I have a 10-year-old girl and actually a 2-year-old boy.
Okay, so what are you seeing so far just in the 10-year-old circle of social friends?
They're awful. I mean, she comes home and she'll tell me about how this one shoved her, this one pushed her. They make fun of her because she didn't have a Stanley Cup. We raised her to the point where we don't want her to, be focused on materialistic things. We want her to just be a good person.
Yep.
And... she's like, I don't care if I have a Stanley Cup. They won't let her put her cup with their cup, so they crushed her fingers yesterday.
That's exactly what I was just saying.
So they what her fingers?
They crushed her fingers against the shelf yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
With their Stanley Cups?
With their hands, pushing her away.
Oh, get away from here.
Don't put your
hand. The Stanley Cup was the weapon in a bullying thing last week in middle school.
I saw
this girl got hit in the head with one.
What in the world?
Yes.
It's just crazy, like making fun of her because she is smaller and more petite. Like, you're a midget, and then they'll add her to the friend group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll kick her out of them.
Yeah, the removal of the text
they're
thread.
playing psychological.
That's a way to
Oh,
That's
man.
rotten.
These little heathens.
That's
So
10-year-old.
crazy. These girls are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's only 10, honey. So put on your seatbelt.
Have you met the parents at all, or have you been able to talk to like a counselor at the school?
I don't know that I want to meet these parents.
Afraid what you'll do?
You're like, oh, God, what are you saying with your kid? Tricia, what's your theory or what's your perspective on people who don't know their kid is the source of the ousting? Like, they're the ones that are the ringleader saying, let's dump her or let's get her out of there. What would you say to your kid about that girl, how to handle that girl?
Honestly, I just tell her that those kids are not going to really go very far, and when it comes to real life, they're not going to succeed. I just tell her to keep her head up and keep moving, and she's going to come out of it way better because she's been a good person treating people correctly.
And everything you're saying is correct. When you're in the trenches in the moment, you're like, it's not. It's going in one ear and out the other. When you get older,
But if they
and you
keep hearing
realize,
it enough, right?
Yeah.
It's like repetition.
You go
keep
to your
hearing it.
first class reunion, and you're like, whoa. Every one of those entitled.
You went to yours? I
little
wouldn't
jerks,
even waste my time going to that.
They all.
I got Facebook.
No, I don't
I'm
need
friends
that.
with. I'm friends with the ones I want to be friends with from high school.
I was just friends with the boys. Then the girls, I didn't
Really?
deal with that drama.
Well, Tricia, welcome to Houston. We're glad you found us.
Smart.
I
You're
had
part
to
of the
sit
family.
at the all-girls table because I was almost afraid of the boys, of them, figuring me out. Although I hadn't even figured myself out yet, I knew I was different.
I'm sorry.
And I knew that really testosterone-filled boy element in high school particularly kind of scared me.
Yeah.
And I am so glad that I did that and sat with all my girls because we are still friends to this day, many, many years, many decades later.
Did you ever get teased for sitting just with the girls? Any boys are like,
Because a lot of guys see that. They
If
see
I were
it.
jealous.
I don't remember receiving any blowback from that. They were so in their own world. Yeah, they were so in the of sports and such. They weren't really paying
Call of
attention
Duty
to what I was doing. I was in student council and drama and stuff, and so I had my own little clique.
Had
and,
your retainer on.
Yeah, and these girls were just so dang fun in high school, and I greatly Cheryl and Rebecca and
Did you have the sleepovers?
We didn't
Probably
really do
not, 'cause
not
back then they didn't know you
sleepovers,
were
but I
gay.
would go to the parties where
Depends
it's
what
just
night.
all girls and me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
and it never got any like
wasn't
weird.
weird.
It never got weird like
That's
that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, let me run through this real fast because we're running out of time. But Stephanie said one of her daughter's friends started dating the boy that she liked, and it led to cyberbullying. Michelle said her daughter's bubbly attitude caused her to have a bully. Annie said you have to stay in your kids' business and get in their phones, y'all. Read these text threads and read these messages and see what is happening
You're
in there, and
paying
that's
for
how
it.
you're going to know.
You got a right to look at it.
Melanie said her daughter stood up to a bully who used to be her friend. One mom said her daughter didn't make cheer. That's Mindy. Her daughter was ignored by the friend circle after she didn't make cheer. Like, all of this stuff is happening in all these different facets to all these different kids. So if you learned anything today, is that you are definitely not alone. Everyone's dealing with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
And thanks for calling, guys. We are out of
Yep.
time.
Yeah.
We're
Go
thinking
to
of
the
all
listener
ya.
line at 713-278-VENT if you'd like to. You were standing by, we couldn't get you.
All right, Houston Independent School District announced that due to budget constraints, it's not going to be able to pay the teachers' retention bonuses that they had originally promised in their plans. HISD said there are a couple of edits to the compensation plan for the upcoming school year due to budget shortcomings. Initially, HISD was offering $1,000 or $2,000 retention incentives, and that's no longer the plan, so they welched. Way to go, Mr. Miles. Kroger unseated HEB and its affiliates as the chain's largest share of Houston's regional grocery marketplace. So Kroger is now slightly more. Now, listen, this is such a negligible difference. Kroger had 22.7% of the Houston market share, HEB 22.5%.
Oh, that's like
so they're like
But there's
almost
still
neck
Krogers
and
and
neck.
HEBs everywhere then.
Yeah. Now, Walmart is number 3 with 21% of the market. So right now, the top grocery stores in Houston, it is now Kroger, HEB, and Walmart. And that's what's going down in H-Town.
All right, coming up next, it's Friday. And some people are deciding to meet someone that they met on Hinge or Bumble or Match or Tinder for the first time over the weekend, like face to face, have a drink, have a dinner. And maybe this person turns into someone of long-term status for you. Does what they do come with a warning? If you date blank, be prepared for blank. Fill in those blanks, what you learned in your dating life. Like we were saying about cops. If you are going to go out with a cop, be prepared for a lot of worrying. I mean, that's for sure. A lot of spouses of cops are like, every day, so scary. But what would you fill in the blank for based on what your job is to prepare the person that wants to date you, or somebody you've dated and you're like, If you want to date a restaurant person, know that your weekends and holidays, they're not there because they're waiting tables.
Oh, yeah. Nighttime. No nighttime dates for you.
Exactly. 713-390-KRVE. Let's talk to you next on The Roula and Ryan Show.